We already did this, but I guess I do it again because I'm sloppy at coding. Um, creating tt.s, it sorts the TAM threshold variables, turn it into a data frame or in a matrix so it goes into ggplot, add the numbers so it orders correctly, create the labels, same thing here, create the color ramp palette, this time between Dodger Blue 4 and Dodger Blue 1. I like Dodger Blue because it's a more subtle blue. Rerun the plot, and we'll show you the away plot. This is the away fixtures. And how good did you have to be to basically score 100% of the points on these questions? And the Chicago Red Stars were the toughest away fixture in the NWSL. Sky Blue FC, pretty good. Kansas City, Seattle, Washington Spirit, basically a 0, down to the Breakers. We'll do 2 more lines and I'll go through some of the logic one more time. RMISC lets me do the multiplot library, and then multiplot lets me plot them both together. And if you expand this, make it bigger, it creates a nice plot. Ignore the warning messages here. That's just telling you there's some negative numbers. It's fine. So this is it. This is how I create the strength coefficient. The reason I like the strength coefficient, I should have probably explained this earlier, but I'll do it now, is if you just do the total number of points they earned, especially when there's differences in strengths of schedule and things like that, it's not as robust as this. What this does is it minimizes fluke results. So for example, if the Seattle Reign lose to the Boston Breakers at home, that's probably a fluke. You've got the worst away team against the best home team. It's probably just a fluke. Because the Reign, theoretically, beat the Red Stars, Sky Blue FC. They got all these hard questions right. They missed the easy question. It was probably a fluke. Think about this in terms of your SATs, right? So you're taking a math test and you get differential calculus correct. You're able to integrate, you rotate your 2 functions around a curve, you take the difference, you are able to do the sort of rings plot, integrate, calculate the area. It's all good. You're good at that, and then you also miss a question that's 2 plus 2. If you can integrate between 2 variables rotate around the curve, 2 functions rotate around a curve, you can do simple math. You bubbled in the wrong answer. You screwed up somehow. This model accounts for that. So if you beat a good team, it gives you credit for that, more credit than if you lost to a bad team. It weights the questions differently, effectively. It weights each of these fixtures differently. So beating a tough away team gives you more credit than beating a middling away team. It scales it that way. That's the goal here. And that's why I like it, as opposed to just taking the number of points they earned home and away. This is a more robust, more theoretically sound version of that. It scores points for difficulty, basically. The better you do on harder fixtures, the better this number is. So the Reign, in all likelihood, beat the Red Stars and Sky Blue FC and Kansas City in the Reign. Well, he didn't beat the Reign, obviously, because they are the Reign. But they would have beaten the Western New York Flash. They probably would have scored almost 100% of points at home against these teams, if that makes sense. So that's going to be part 1. I've been going for about 25 minutes here. This, though, calculates the strength coefficients both for home and away, which I'm going to plug into my full model and end up being the most predictive variable. So this is part 1. This talks about the TAM, the Testing Assessment Module. This is the foundation of both Matson, my EPL model, and what I think I'm going to call Press. Actually, I'm going to name it after Kristen Press. I was going to do Morgan, but I think I'm going to change it to Press. 1, because the acronym works better, and 2, because I like Kristen Press. She should follow me on Twitter, @SoccerMetric. That's all I have for now, so I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to record it, and then we'll go into the full model, the machine learning version of it, in a minute.